Hi, my name is Britt Hedlund, and I'm going to talk to you today about why we must all become digital citizens. First, we need to start by defining what digital citizenship is. And digital citizenship is defined by Zook in 2019 as referring to the responsible use of technology by anyone who uses computers, the internet, and digital devices to engage with society on any level. So, simply put, digital citizenship is responsible technology usage. And we want our students to explore, create, connect, learn, and have opportunities to grow on the internet. In order to do that, they need to have good digital citizenship. We want to make sure that our students aren't only consumers of the internet, but they're also creators. So there's good and bad digital citizenship. Good digital citizenship looks like this. It engages all students. Connections are made in healthy ways. It emphasizes empathy and it forms lasting relationships. But there's also bad digital citizenship, and that looks like cyberbullying, poor social media usage, and unsafe habits online. So, why do we need to teach digital citizenship in our classrooms and our schools? Well, the negative aspects are cyberbullying, like we talked about, safety and security concerns, exposure to things they can't unsee. I tell my students this all the time, and my own kids: once you see something, you can't unsee it. Shared personal information and inappropriate messages and images. The positive reasons that we need to teach digital citizenship is that it teaches students to be critical thinkers. It empowers students to take responsibility for learning. It increases achievement. Online safety is important. Digital responsibility. Um, it develops lifelong learners. Um, Students can learn how to effectively find information, and it teaches students how to protect their identity. Also, this is a 21st century work skill that every student who leaves our schools needs to have, because it gives our students confidence to use the tools that are going to be in our workforce forever, well and safely. And also, something that's super important to me is health and emotional wellness. We have seen a rise in anxiety and depression among students um, lately, and we know that this mental stress is caused a lot by too much time on devices. There's eye problems, stress. So we need to teach our kids how to be healthy on their devices as well. If those reasons aren't enough, the simple fact of compliance comes into play. E-rate is a federal program that schools and libraries can apply for funds to purchase hardware, internet access, and telecommunications to connect their students to learning opportunities. And when schools receive E-rate funding, they have to comply with CIPA, which is the Children's Internet Protection Act. This act requires schools to have technology measures and policies in place that protect students from harmful materials, that including obscene and pornographic materials. It also requires student internet access to be filtered, and it requires harmful websites to be blocked. So, if you ask me, teaching digital citizenship is more important than ever. Students see and are exposed to more in a 24-hour period than we could ever know. We are living in an age where we're all learning as we go. Parents don't understand digital citizenship, and teachers don't understand it. Students sure don't understand it. And we are learning that students are spending more time on devices than ever before. So we need to be teaching our kids what kinds of behaviors are acceptable and how to discern what they're exposed to. We need to be talking and choosing curriculum that includes awareness of hacking, piracy, viruses, and threats as well. Um, Zook in 2019 um, recommends that when we teach digital citizenship, we look at these 7 key concepts. Empathy is really the starting point. It's very crucial to understanding what is seen and heard on the internet, because a lot of what our students see is text based and they can't discern or make judgments on how that is presented to them because it's not communicated verbally. We need to teach our students how the internet works. This is such a complex process, and most of us don't understand how it works. But when we do understand those processes, it makes digital citizenship more important to our learning, I think. We need to teach our students how to understand user data, um, how companies collect data, and how they use data mining to learn about us and to target us for marketing. We need to learn about practicing digital literacy. We need to know where the information comes from. We need to be able to discern how it is, where it originated, and if it is accurate. I crack up all the time at my own kids and students. They get information off of TikTok or Twitter, and it's truth. Like, they don't even think twice about it. If they see it on TikTok, it is truth. And my own kids will tell me things, and I'm like, where did you hear that? It doesn't even sound like it could be true, but they say TikTok, and because they saw it online, it's true. So we need to teach our kids how to organize and figure out if what they're reading and seeing is accurate. Um, Acknowledging the digital divide. Our students need to know that not everybody has internet. I think COVID really showed us the difference between those who do have it and those who don't. We were scrambling to make sure kids had devices and had internet access during that period, and we need to make sure our students are aware of that. Again, practicing digital wellness and healthy habits, and then securing digital devices. Our kids need to understand that their phones, their computers, their gaming systems, their iPads, they have to be secure, or people can get access to their information and their private things. So that's really important too. Um, Go Guardian recommends that when we think about teaching digital citizenship, we define, create, and execute a plan. So the first thing we do is define the elements that we want to include in our teaching. I feel like this comes out of our core values, about our own whys and our own vision for education. But our core values are at the center of what we want to include in our teaching. After we define those, we need to create curriculum that's interesting to us. This is a lifelong process. We will always be learning more about the internet and digital citizenship. So we need to find something that is interesting to us, because we know that when we are learning, that our teaching is better. So we are learning alongside our students, and then execute digital citizenship into all areas of curriculum and strategies and life. You have to practice what you preach, and walk the walk, not just talk the talk yourself. So, another thing that was recommended was 5 questions that students, and I know there are a lot of adults who need to hear this too, to consider when posting content online. Number 1, what impressions are you giving? Number 2, do you really want that information out there? Number 3, are you oversharing? Is this something that you want people to know forever about you? And number 4, would I want someone to share this fact or idea about me? So again, that empathy plays into account. And then, does this pass the newspaper test? Would I want to see this in a local newspaper? Our school, Chaparral High School, does recognize internet safety. We do use Go Guardian, and I found this in our student handbook, and it really just lays out that we will implement measures to maximize student and staff uh, exposure to inappropriate material that would be harmful to minors, that we will do content filtering, site blocking. We'll use firewalls. We're dedicated to educating faculty, staff, and parents, and we will definitely promote internet safety. So the standard correlation that I find is that this assignment really gave me time to reflect on digital citizenship and communicate what I learned. Definitely a lifelong standard that will positively affect the well-being of all adults and students. It's relevant to the world we live in now. Not only are our students learning in and from a digital world, we are as well. And this topic will require us to learn continually how to be aware of what's changing and what's coming. And as education continues to change and move forward, digital citizenship will continue to be very critical to learning. Reflection, I really reflected on this information and realized that I need to be more educated. I am a person who loves to teach from what I'm learning currently. So I need to get caught up and learn more. I spend a lot of time talking to my own kids, but I don't have a lot of meaningful conversation with my students. So I plan to work on this and become more educated myself so I can share my knowledge with students and staff. Here are my references. And then I found this quote by Matthew Joseph that I really liked. And I feel like our students don't get the depth of this. Digital citizenship is not just a digital footprint, it's a digital tattoo. So thank you for listening to me. Have a good day.